Hey, hi everyone. My name is Jerry Wise, and today I want to talk about narcissistic parents and things they got wrong about parenting so that we can learn to reparent ourselves. I've been working with adult children of narcissists for many decades now, and over my 45 years of working with folks, I've tried to help them get their dysfunctional family of origin out of them and find a true self for themselves. So let's talk about what are some of the things they got wrong about parenting. First of all, believing respect is demanded. And I think that's very common in dysfunctional families, certainly in narcissistic families. Respect is not earned, it's demanded. And again, that leads us to a fear-based relationship instead of one based and built on mutual respect and caring. I understand that a parent needs to guide a 5-year-old. I understand that. And a parent's say should probably take precedence over the child's say in terms of safety and different things like that, or diet or sleep or, going to school. They can't say, no, I'm not going to school. I don't have to be mutually respectful in a way in which, you don't have to go to school because I'm going to respect your decision. No, I have to respect them for their developmental age, not everything they want to do. And so, no, you don't get a choice about going to school. You'll have to go to school. But I can respect the fact that you may not like that. That may not be something you want to do, but you must. And so mutual respect is very important, which is often left out of narcissistic families. And again, when I say narcissistic families, I don't mean necessarily everyone in the family is a narcissist, though there may be more than one. But what I mean is, if you have a narcissistic parent, they are going to send their Wi-Fi out throughout the whole relationship system in the family. Everybody's going to be pinging and adjusting to it and all of those types of behaviors. And so it is a narcissistic family, even though they are not all narcissists. Much like an alcoholic family. Not everybody's an alcoholic, but the alcoholism and the disease and the alcoholic will gauge and governor and be a governor for the entire family. Secondly, prioritizing their needs and emotions over their children's. And certainly we know that. The narcissist comes first, children come second, or even farther down than that. And I've had many clients that I've worked with where the narcissist come first, then friends come second, or parents come second, grandparents, then friends come third, and then the children. And that's very unfortunate. Thirdly, they got it wrong about using love and approval as a tool for manipulation. And again, I'll give you approval, and everything that is valued is conditional. Conditional on what you do, not your being and who you are, and you're valuable just as a person. Fourthly, they get it wrong by lacking empathy towards their children's experiences, which makes us feel lonely, misunderstood, like, I don't know, I'm just being a kid. I'm trying to explore this world. And they will treat us in such a way that, why are you acting that way? Well, from the parents' point of view, they've lived some 35, 40 years. They've seen a lot of different things. The child has not. So they're going to have a different reaction than the parent, and then the parent will shame them for not having their reaction and expect them to act and behave and feel like adults. Fifthly, they'll fail in failing to acknowledge or celebrate their children's achievements unless it directly benefits them. And again, they don't celebrate, they may not have birthday parties, or if they do, it's very minimal. They may not say congratulations, they may not celebrate a grade card. They'll get a grade card that has all A pluses and 1 B plus, and what will they focus on? What's wrong with you? Why this B plus? Not a celebration of all A pluses on all the rest. We only got to focus on that one defect, because you are defective in their minds. Sixthly, They fail and they get wrong about parenting by encouraging competition among siblings instead of fostering a supportive family environment. And I remember being cast as competitive against my siblings, and I always felt that just wasn't right. Of course, I thought it was probably me, or I would blame my brother. And actually, I think the competition was there set up by mom and dad. That's who set up the competition. And then we didn't get along very well. I can't imagine why. They also failed by 7, ignoring healthy boundaries, leading to enmeshment, enmeshed relationships, where children feel they have no personal autonomy, no personal space, because that's just not allowed. I've got to know everything about you. And so we end up with feeling as though we're not us, we're just parts of other people. And that's really what enmeshment is. Enmeshment is, I am part of you and you are part of me. That's not a relationship, that's enmeshment. Number 8, they will criticize more than supporting, which undermines a child's self-esteem if all they do is get criticized. They don't have that confidence. They don't feel confident they did really well, that they got 6 A pluses and 1 B plus, and I got 6 A pluses. They feel criticized and have lower self-esteem because they just got the B plus and should have gotten all A pluses. Number 9, parents get wrong about parenting by projecting their own fears, failures, and unrealized dreams onto their children, pressuring them to fulfill unmet parental aspirations. And again, if he is now a teacher of business management, business in high school, but your dad always wanted to be a doctor, then you need to become the doctor. And they will put their own stamp on that. And then there'll be pressure about you fulfilling their dreams and their desires. Maybe you don't want to become a doctor, but they need you to become one to fulfill their unrealized dreams. Number 10, not allowing children to express negative emotions or dissenting opinions, creating an environment where children feel they must suppress their true selves. And we know very quickly when we've said something wrong and shouldn't have said it, and get that look, get that yell, get that slap, get that where we know, oh, well, don't ever share those feelings again. And then we begin to hide ourselves. That's when the hiding begins. And that's where the imposter syndrome begins. And that's just at those beginnings where we're just saying, well, that doesn't seem right, Mom. And then she flips out. And, well, that feels really hurtful when you do that. And then, again, there's a big explosion. And then that teaches me, oh, don't be yourself. Don't, for heavens, don't be yourself. Now, what are some self-differentiation helps that I can offer to you? And here at the end of the video, I want to mention the program I have available called the Road to Self. And that is a program I've developed over 45 years and tried to give you my wisdom and experience of working with folks for many, many decades, and share with you things that also made it possible for me to recover. And I want to share those with you. And it is the work of self-differentiation that we want to learn to do. We want to differentiate ourselves from the narcissism and from the dysfunction and find our true self and be truly us. Differentiate in us. Self-differentiation. And that's really something that we can learn to do. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. You wouldn't have known me 35, 40 years ago. You really would not have. And someday I'll talk more about that. So, what are some helps that I can help you with today? Always ask and think, are there any ways I am doing these things to me today? For example, if we take number 5, failing to acknowledge or celebrate the children's achievements. Do you fail to celebrate your own achievements and your own victories, your own birthday, your own days that's special for you, Your own accomplishments, do you fail to celebrate those? Because then you're just following along in the same cycle if you fail to do that for and with yourself. If we go to number 8, number 8's another one, and all these can be true. Criticizing more than supporting. Do you criticize yourself more than supporting yourself? Because if you've learned that from parents or from a narcissistic parent, then that cycle has to be broken. I want to support myself and begin to reduce my self-criticism, which are often lies, untruths, distortions. And so we want to work on taking a look at how we're practicing how they failed and how we've carried on that failure with ourselves so that we can begin to heal and change. Number 10 is another one. Not allowing children to express negative emotions or dissenting opinions. How many times do you suppress sharing negative emotions or dissenting opinion? I didn't say how many times do you attack people or how many times you need to argue with people. I'm saying simply allowing yourself to say in a calm or neutral way, well, I feel kind of angry about that. And again, I'm not dumping my anger on them. I'm communicating a feeling that I've been having with them. I do feel angry about that, but I'm sure that we can work that out. That's sharing a negative emotion or dissenting opinion. And somebody says, well, I think, some notion about I like helping, or I think we shouldn't be helping the homeless because they're just lazy and have no worth anyway. And they're just drug addicted and we just need to write them off. Well, I don't have to argue with them about that point. But what I can share is that, I see it quite differently than you do. And I might see it with some other dynamics going into that. And again, I can share my opinion, I can share my negative feelings, and not smack myself and say, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, which is what we learned growing up. You can't change your childhood parenting that you were given. You can change how you parent you now. And that's why I say so many times it's never too late to have a happy childhood or a happy inner childhood. I would recommend reading the book Reparenting Your Wounded Inner Child by Lee W. Hart, Leighw, Hart, H-A-R-T. I think you might find that very helpful. Please sign up for the program below. You will not regret it. We have a whole community that we work together on that program, write things to one another. I even respond to things on the program. There are lots of bonuses with the program and workshops. Please subscribe, comment, and like this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and be wise.